right? Because I've spent a lot of time talking to people from the LGBT community. I've talked to LGBT athletes from other sports who've come out. And the views I've heard is, if I look at what happens to high-profile female footballers, high-profile coloured footballers, and the abuse they take on social media, not from the crowds, because you get misbehaviour in crowds, but largely people have bought a season ticket, they're going to behave because they will be banned for life if they get giving racist or homophobic abuse. But social media is a free-for-all. And people can see if you're black, and if they don't like black people because they're filthy racists, right, they will abuse you anonymously online. They can see if you're a woman. Some of the high-profile, black female footballers take terrible abuse. I've talked to them, absolutely vile abuse. And I haven't talked directly to gay footballers because I haven't been able to find any who'd meet me. But when I talk to other people around the game and gay sports people, I said, why would you voluntarily sign up for that abuse? As soon as you put your hand up, the dark corners of social media will come after you. And we need the government to help us regulate social media so that racists, homophobes and misogynists can't take aim at anybody who dares to say anything they disagree with. We need help in that area.
I agree that the government's online harms bill needs to come forward, and we need it soon to tackle some of these issues that you've mentioned. But ultimately, this also needs to stop at your door, Mr. Clarke, in terms of what's being done inside the stadiums and inside the culture that is, unfortunately, men's elite football, which is why these men, unfortunately, fear that they can't come out. I think absolutely more needs to be done there. What are you doing to override this culture that seemingly exists in men's elite football?
I did test some of these hypotheses because I'm a great believer in data, because prejudice gets me nowhere. What I've got to do is find out how to measure it and change it. And I talked to some professional footballers off the record, top level professional footballers. And they said, Greg, there is not a problem in the changing rooms. A lot of the guys know who is gay and who isn't. It's not an issue. It's their choice, not a big deal. The real issue is once you run out in front of 60,000 people, and you decided on Monday that you want to disclose your sexuality, and I would never pressurize anybody to disclose their sexuality. What I would want to do is to know that anybody who runs out onto the pitch and says, on Monday, I'm gay, and I'm proud of it, and I'm happy, and it's a life choice, and I've made it, and my life is a better place because I've disclosed it. If they've gone through that chain of events, that's great. I'd like to believe, and I do believe, they would have the support of their mates in the changing room. I believe we have things in place that if anybody misbehaves in terms of homophobic or misogynistic or racist abuse, we will find them and we will ban them from football. We have the powers. I'd like to see that sort of behaviour criminalised so they get a criminal record as well, not just banned from a football ground.